Dangerously talented. Why is tone 40 called tone 40? All right, this is pretty straightforward, actually. There is a scale in Scientology with 40 at the top and minus 40 at the bottom. This scale is called the emotional tone scale. Every emotion that is listed on the scale has a number assigned to it and is called a tone. Hubbard related emotion to the concept of motion and music, right, and vibrations, right, because sound or tone in music is a vibration. And Hubbard made an analogy that emotions are like that. This was all Hubbard's, pseudoscience nonsense, but this was what he was talking about with emotions, which is why they're called tones. Okay, so you have this thing called a tone scale. And at the very top of it, at 40.0, is serenity of beingness. That is tone 40. And it is, the highest state of emotion and ability that a spiritual being, or as they call them in Scientology, a thetan, can accomplish or can reach. Hubbard actually says that tone 40, or being at that tone level of tone 40, as opposed to, say, 4.0, which is enthusiasm, or if I'm remembering this right, this is all just off the top of my head, or 2.0, which is antagonism, or 2.5, I think, is boredom. I mean, these are just the different levels. 1.0, I think, is fear, and 0.5 is like grief or something. 0.1 is apathy. I mean, it goes down. 0 is body death, and then there's all these emotions going below 0 that are supposed to represent the degraded state of spiritual beings, or thetans. So you have total failure at the bottom, at minus 40. So at this high level, Hubbard said that's not even really the optimum emotion to be at all the time. That you should be around 20.0, and I can't remember. I think that's action. And 20.0 is this, like, you kind of get this idea of this lively, spirited, creating, wondrous sort of thing, and it's a superhuman thing. In other words, it's not something you can express through your body. You can only express such a tone level or such an emotion as a spiritual being. So now, 40, tone 40, was then later, the emotional tone scale was one thing, okay? Now later on, or shortly thereafter, Hubbard came up with this concept of postulating things, or making a postulate. And a postulate in Scientology is a sort of creation without reservation, or intention without reservation. It's the idea that you're creating or putting something there as a spiritual being, and you have no doubts about it, no reservations about it, and so it's just going to happen. And when you can do that, that's called being tone 40, or tone 40. So the idea is this intention without reservation. You're just making things happen, right? You're just on. You just got green light, man. You are go, right? In every decision you're making, if you're doing it from tone 40. And this is how, like, you have to understand as part of this, I mean, this all sounds very like woo-woo, and it is woo-woo because, the fundamental that this is based on is the idea that thetans are creating the entire material universe all the time. Like, the only reason you see things, experience things, have a body, feel anything, is because thetans as a collective group all agree that this physical universe exists, and we're all postulating its existence every moment in time as it continues to exist. And we've been doing it for so long that we kind of forgot that we're doing it, right? And we just kind of keep going. It's kind of like you don't have to think about it. It's like your heartbeat. You don't have to sit there and make your heartbeat. It just goes. But the analogy kind of stops there, because you can't just will your heart to stop if you put attention on it. At least most of us can't. But Hubbard's idea is that you could, if you could regain control and mastery over your spiritual abilities, then you would be able to be in a position of cause over life. And being at cause over life means cause over your postulates, being aware of what you're postulating and being able to do it on purpose. And that's tone 40. So that's it's sort of this ultimate state of existence where anything is possible because you're just so damn good that you can just kind of think it into existence and it comes into existence. There you go.